Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. In the last episode we spent our time dealing with the first trial day of the trial of Maya versus Gray. I think that's how you would call it. And so far we have proven that Maya could not have been the killer because she wasn't standing close enough to have caused the attack of which the prosecution had woven the story of. Now, last episode we got the first look of Franziska von Karma. And my goodness, I love her character design. I love her personality. It's not megalomaniacal maniac like Manfred was, where he's like, I'm in control of the courtroom. We're done this. Gavel slammed. We're done. No. I mean, she does have something. She's like, she's got a whip, and she's like she's one of those kinds of characters, and she has a bit of his personality, but she portrays it so well. Great character design. We're going to be going into the second part of the trial, which is Lotta's testimony, and I suspect it's going to be a roller coaster. Let's get started. Okay, guys. Let's save this as well. And here we go. Lotta's trial. Oh, wait. First we have this. June 21st, 11:37 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. That was a close one. I know you were giving it your all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you. Thanks? Wait, tricked? That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. Oh, I guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, me and my sis's ghost will come and after you and haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia? Yeah, do you remember her, Broly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that. June 21st, 11:43 a.m. I wonder what secrets Morgan Fay has been keeping from Pearl. Not that it matters. The court will now reconvene. Now, the first order of... Ow! I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy. Yes, sir. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? How's the kids, darling? Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know. Yowza! Name and occupation? I declare, what in tarnation? Judge, this here is violence against my fair self. That's fine. That's fine? That ain't fine. That's a whip. Yeah! There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. It's also like, you foolish fool who foolishly fooled the fool. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. The name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay? What she witnessed. She was with me, so everything that she witnessed, I witnessed. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door, and then, bang, we hear this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down, and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim, and the defendant waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. And did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place? Reckon course? Excuse me? Reckon course. It's short for, you reckon? Of course I did. Ah! Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court. The moment of truth, what will be in that picture? Let's see here. This here's the picture. It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in that room. Lotta's picture. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I will clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me. Sorry about that cut there, guys. I really had to go blow my nose. It was like right here in my sinuses or something. Was stuffed, but it was weird. Okay. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. Was it really only those two that went in? What are you babbling about? You were there too, were you not? Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes. Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went into the room. Hold on, we can't have the defense testifying against its own client. Anyways, folks, only the two of them went into the chamber, you hear? But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness, continue. So, this is where it gets hard. Was it really a gunshot? Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot? I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. Why are we here listening to the defense testify? I heard a gunshot from a long time ago, so I know. And I tell ya, that was a gunshot I heard. Now this is where the story heats up. So let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke down the door. Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you just tell us what happened then? Yes, Miss Von Karma, I broke the door down. Sorry. No need for apologizing. That was great. You're a real man. Really? That's something I would have liked to see. The judge is smiling rather openly. I take that as a good sign. And what did you see once you broke in? Was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Lotta seemed awfully confident in her testimony. Let's press harder. Please think back to the day one more time. What you getting at? Remember what you said when we broke into the room. I was murdered. Lotta, at a time like this, times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya? When you saw the murderer at the time, You couldn't even tell if it was Maya, Faye, or not. Am I correct? Well, you see... Order. Miss Hart. You are here to present accurate testimony. Sorry. This shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered. One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Faye, correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Maya that went in. Looks like we've come to a collective The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Faye. Exactly. Rats, and I'm trapped like one. Again. Are you absolutely certain of that? Sure am. But that old witch chased us out of the room, so... Old witch. Does she mean Morgan Faye? But there was no one else in there, and you know it. The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about... behind the folding screen? What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Wreck given? Huh? What in the... Wreck given, you know. You reckon? That's a given. I took me a good look around the room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. I may have a word with you, Miss Hart. What? You got a problem? Wreck given? I mean, I'm having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such things as wreck given. Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony, don't you? Just as I thought, there's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. Enough. It seems that there's no issue with Miss Hart's testimony. At the time of the crime, only two people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Faye. The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What am I going to do if I just let this go? What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. Is there anything I can present that could prove it's not Maya? I don't have anything. Well, Mr. Wright, nothing, Your Honor. That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up on trying to prove this is not Maya Faye. I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument. That's enough. Is this it? Is this all I could do? I think it's quite obvious to this court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible. I told you, totally 100% impossible. Ms. Von Karma, do you have any further questions for this witness? Having established the defendant's guilt, further questioning won't be needed. What about the defense? No further questions, I presume? I couldn't protect Maya. The defense... Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Mia. I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say? But pearls? Her clothes are a bit small. Anyways. Wait! This is supposed to be Pearl? No! The poor little girl! What are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go. But how? She's already taken away every advantage. The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully one more time about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday? Dr. Gray. She took a second picture. I was murdered. What? Lotta, at a time like this? You see, there's one final piece to this puzzle. Mia. Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully. She has a second photo, probably one of Maya's face. Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination process. Wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time. Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, any unrelated... It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. And what better time than this for you to see that? But I mean, I have someplace I must go after this. Alright, I'll allow it. Miss Hart, hurry and give us another testimony. Well, heck, what am I supposed to talk about? Please tell us once more what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber. You got through to the judge somehow. It was Von Karma's whip that got through to him. Very true. Very true. The witness's account. When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was kind of scared of the dead bodies, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff, but I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot. It's that fourth one. She took a shot of Maya's face, but we don't have a photo of it. 1, 2, 3, right here. 2, right? 2 what? 2 shots. You took 2 shots, but only one has been submitted as evidence. Miss Hart, where's the other picture you've been withholding? No. You've got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know I can be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself. Then why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet? Well, ain't it obvious? That prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it. What? Von Karma. Miss Von Karma, you're hiding critical evidence? Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like this. You're as bad as your father. Your Honor, the defense asks that Prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court. Well, yes, me in contempt of court? You can't be serious. But you hid evidence from the court. On purpose. That's not fair. Phoenix, are you a lawyer or a school child? I was so angry I lost my composure. Miss Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to this court? I thought this picture was not important and thus felt no need to submit it, that's all. How could you think the picture were more or less the same? So why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence. More trouble than it's worth? How can you say that? If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it. That doesn't look like Maya. What is this picture? It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day at the scene of the crime. Well, it's a little off-center, but that's what you get when you're a nervous amateur. I think what I think the important point here is the person in this picture. This is most definitely not Maya Fey. What is the meaning of this? This might be the break I was looking for. Now, should I or should I not insist that the person is not Maya Fey? It is not Maya. Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in the picture is not Maya Fey. Yes, I see that. It's not just her face. Her whole body has taken on a different appearance. There's only one conclusion that can be drawn then. That somehow this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant. Oh, I'm kind of getting it. It wasn't Maya Fey. She may have walked in, maybe. No. Oh, but how? Okay, so here's what I've got so far. Morgan Fey and Eenie Meenie conspired to kill Dr. Gray. So somehow Morgan swapped Maya from within the channeling chamber out with Eenie Meenie looking like Maya Fey. Interesting. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey. Mia, we did this. You're too soft. Huh? You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face. She's smiling. I think you had better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Miss Von Karma, what do you mean by that? Your Honor, I would like for you to take a look at this picture. This was taken yesterday at the detention center visitor's room. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Maya Fey, during his visit. Maya Fey? But isn't this a totally different person? She looks this way because she is obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit. It's unbelievable that she can. Yet, it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she's calling. Miss Von Karma, a word if I may. Mia. Taking pictures of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that picture can't be submitted as evidence. Obviously, I know this picture is illegal, but I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place. What is she? From the moment I showed this picture to the court, this case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind. I don't have even a single witty line. It looks like we've been had. I don't claim to understand this, but I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person is the defendant, Maya Fey? I give up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it will cost me. Is there any way I can prove that person? I can prove it. I think I can. The fire has returned in your eyes, I see. This picture. With this picture lies a... There's no gunshot! Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up until now. A contradiction? So you think you've spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. Please direct your attention here to the sleeve. But there isn't anything odd about it. And that is exactly what is so odd. Something about that should be there. Something that should be there is suddenly missing. Should be there. Ah! There was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well. Ms. Von Karma, you intended to hide this valuable piece of evidence. You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this. Alright, this should do some major damage to her argument. Don't celebrate yet. You like to bring down the mood, don't you? Take a look at Miss Von Karma's face. She's got that condescending grin plastered all over her face again. Tisk, tisk. Jumping the gun again, I see, Your Honor. I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools. What do you mean? And what incompetent fools? If those fools down at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that this picture was any value to this case. I see. She's lying through her teeth. I know it. That woman knew about everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything. But you can't prove that. Franziska von Karma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that detective gets what's coming. I'm sure there will be a great gnashing of teeth at his next salary discussion. Poor Gumshoe. In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none. The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all that you've got into one shot again. Watch this, Maya. Your Honor. There's only one logical explanation for the contradiction. The shooter is someone else. The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person clearly does not. There can be only one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether. What? Order, order, order! If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial. Ow! Ah! Why me? The defense's argument is a complete mess. A complete mess? I fail to see how. Please enlighten us. Hey, witness. Ah! What the heck? Is that any way to ask a gal a favor? Be quiet, you! You were the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. Well, you know, if you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. Look, sis, you're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say you... I swear I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest. You see? Now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix, Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from? Why is it lately all I want to do is cry? Well, if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses two very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from? That's right! Now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Come on, you can't fall apart here, Phoenix Wright. I can't believe that Maya's calling me by my full name. But, I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this? Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around even now? To turn things around. That's right, Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective. Phoenix, So where did the intruder appear from, and where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in the room? And what if Maya had left that room somehow? If I could prove that either one of those conditions were true... Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with. I think what happened before we forced our way into the chamber is... Maya had left the room. And the defense can prove this. How a foolish fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolish dreams. Maya Fey was being looked after by her aunt, Morgan Fey. The chances of her leaving the crime scene is lower than that detective's salary. Let's see some evidence. Proves that from the murder until the arrest, the defendant had left the room. It would be the key. Miss Hart, do you remember this key? Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channeling room chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from inside with that. The defendant herself locked the door. Yeah, that's why we all couldn't get the door open. That key is the only one of its kind after all. Oh, one of a kind, you say? Wait, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Yes? Looks like she's catching on. I'm afraid to ask, but why is that key currently in your possession? Huh? What do you mean? If Maya Fey locked herself in, then the key should have been with her. Yes, agreed. However, she did not have the key at the time. She did not have the key at the time of her arrest. Ah! Well, ain't that a kick? How come you're holding it? I got this as a present from a certain little girl. And that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time. That's preposterous. This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you. No! This is interesting. It seems we have come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Ms. Von Karma, how can this be? At this point in time, a verdict on the defense guilt is not possible. My perfect case. How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm a prodigy. I've never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here in this courtroom to a fool like you. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict. That's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the lobby. Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court adjourned. June 21st, 1:32 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 3. Wow! That was you, Pearly? You summoned my sis? Yes, I felt I had no choice. Great going, Pearly. I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know? Yeah, it's not like anyone else in there could have done that. Nick, I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room. And I don't think that a third person could have gone into that room. Yeah. Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like what happened in that room, for instance. I'm counting on you. I envy you, the two of you. By the way, Nick, do you think you could take Pearly back home for me? Sure. Alright, Pearls. You ready to go buy some tickets? Huh? Ticket? Poor thing. So sheltered. To be continued. Oh! Von Karma. Von Karma. Von Karma! Okay, guys, that's all the time we have today on this court trial case. I hope you guys enjoyed. My goodness. Oh, Von Karma, you're gonna be the death of me. And the stress. Ugh. But we're doing good. So far, we now have a new objective to prove in this case. And it is heavily enforced by the judge. I don't know what Von Karma is going to need to do in her side. Probably still have proof that the girl in the picture is Maya. And we're looking for proof of the opposite, that it is not Maya. So if it's not Maya, it would have to be Eeny Meeny. But how can it be Eeny Meeny in that room? That doesn't even look like Eeny Meeny now that I think about it. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it. If you guys are enjoying this case like I am, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Mash the like button and subscribe if you have not for more Phoenix Wright content. Next time, we return to the investigation where we're going to be looking for clues to support our defense. I hope to see you guys then. Later!